Welcome, everyone. We got Seth here today, and he's going to share a little bit more about his experience with the Kinetic method over the last 12 months. So welcome, Seth.
Thank you.
Yeah, good to have you on. Can you share a little bit more around your background, lifestyle, age, weight, height, so people have like a big picture, holistic view of where you started, and then we can dive in.
Sure. And really, I guess it's kind of hard to know where to start, but I will tell you, pretty much my whole life, I have been overweight. It's always been a struggle for me. I mean, in junior high and high school, I mean, there was some traumatic times as a young kid with being heckled and teased about my weight, and it just has always been there, an issue for me. And I've tried several things throughout my life. There have been periods of time, a short stint in college, where I lost a bunch of weight and then put it back on. And then in my early 40s, I started running a lot, doing marathons, and was able to get some of the weight off, but was running constantly. I did a bunch of marathons, and then I took over an agency here in 2018 in Cedar City, and stopped running. And I put on a ton of weight, and I got up to over 200 pounds, and I'm only 5'4", so not real tall, and just was so unhealthy, lethargic, a lot of pain in my gut and side, and just generally was not healthy. And it was frustrating. So that's kind of, I don't know, kind of what led me to where I am today. A buddy of mine was on your program, and I saw changes in his life, and that's how I got connected with you, and ultimately decided to start the Kinetic method with you. Gosh, it's been a year ago. Just barely over a year ago.
Yeah, I remember the interaction very well right before a cruise, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right before. Yeah.
where most people gain weight. And like tell us also a bit more about your lifestyle, your business, so age, how old you are today, and then we can
Yeah.
dive, yeah, a little bit
Yeah.
deeper.
Yeah. I'm 48. I'll be 49 in February. I've been an insurance agent with State Farm, and I've had several jobs, both internal and then as an agent for them over the last 25 years. So I was corporate with them for about 15 years. Well, not quite 15 years, but corporate for them for quite some time. And then it was in 2018 that I moved and took over this agency in Southern Utah. And then I have two agencies, a second one now in St. George, which is 45 minutes south of here. So I run two offices. I've got 11 employees. And it has been very consuming of my life. And so from 2018, I probably weighed, when I moved here in 2018, I probably weighed 170. And then I went from 170 up to 200 pounds, just over 200 pounds, when I decided to join the program. I mean, I just was working all the time. I was told by a doctor that I needed to start statins because of cholesterol. And there were some concerns about being pre-diabetic. Just a lot of things that got me to a place where I'm like, I gotta figure this out. I gotta do something. And then that's where you and I started chatting. So yeah, I'm getting close to 50. It's interesting. Your mindset you start realizing that, half of your life is over, statistically speaking. And I'm like, life's too short. At the end of the day, all I have is my health. Like, that is all I get. Everything else, comes and goes. And so that's when I realized I need to pull myself together and make this a priority in my life.
And you did, and you got rewarded with it. You said that you've been yo-yo dieting basically your entire life. What was different this time that led you to lose the weight sustainably and keep it off?
So one of the things that really inspired me to join your program was that you would do a full panel blood work, have that done and then review it and give recommendations on supplements, things, basically tailor it to me specifically, and having accountability. Like it just, I think at first, you look at any program, you're like, yeah, is this a fad? Is this something that's a quick, do this and, in 30 days, I'm going to, be fixed. As I researched your program and talked to some of the individuals I know, friends of mine that are on it, I realized that this isn't the case. This is about a lifestyle change. This is not a gimmick. This isn't a quick fix. This isn't a, HCG program or, phentermine whatever it may be, right? It's none of those things. It's how do we help this individual learn sustainable systems and processes that can lead to a healthy life. And that, I think, is what attracted me to the program.
Beautiful. And what results did you get as you implemented the protocol that we outlined for you?
So one thing for me, and again, I think I mentioned earlier that, I used to run. I was a runner. I did a couple of half Ironmans in my early 40s. I did several full marathons, half marathons, and I just ran all the time. And that's what I did. But I found myself always being hungry. And I really never lost all the weight I wanted to. And for me, I was very adverse to weightlifting. I don't know, for whatever reason, it was something that was foreign to me, didn't understand it. If I ever went to the gym, I felt awkward and dumb. So I didn't like to be there. I'm a fairly confident person and I don't like feeling dumb. And I felt that way in the gym. And so it was awesome with this program that, and again, early on, like it was tough to go to the gym and, to look through on the app what exercises I needed to do and how do these work. But Raul was very helpful early on helping me with mobilities and what I should do in the gym. So this program helped me figure out how to lift weights. And through this program, I've learned that weightlifting not only, helps build muscle mass, but that muscle mass then helps you burn fat, while you sleep, while you're working, like all that stuff. And I think that's been a real game changer for me, is finding something where, I don't have to go do cardio and run 17 miles and, do that over and over. And quite frankly, I think when you do that, your body's like, I got to shed this muscle weight because this guy's a runner. I got to lighten this load. So I think in some ways that just becomes counterproductive and, it's hard on my knees. Anyway, going on this program helped me change that mindset and get into the gym. And it's been a program that I've had to realize that this isn't going to be, I'm going to lose 30 pounds in a month and it's fixed, right? This has been a slow process for me, which has been important, Mauro. I will tell you, it's been a program that I've been able to change slowly over time, which is, in my own personal relationships at home, that's been important too.
Yeah, I think really anywhere, right? Like you change yourself and the way you show up and how you show up is totally different in all areas of your life, whether it's at home, at work, and any environment that you step in.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting too, because it's happened over a year's time, sometimes I forget how bad I used to feel, how poorly I was performing, back when I weighed 200 pounds. It was hard to drag myself out of bed in the morning. I had no energy. I felt like I was complaining all the time about my back, my lower back hurting. my gut hurting. And I guess I just didn't realize the toll it was taking on me. And as I look back to when I weighed 40 pounds more, which again, 40 pounds on a 5'4" guy is a lot of weight. But 40 pounds ago, I found myself saying, "Hey, son, will you, crawl under this and grab this, or will you jump in the back of the truck and get this?" Like I started becoming an armchair general. And that has totally changed where I jump in and do stuff. Like I have so much more energy for yard work and things at home that I never had before.
It's good. Yeah. And I mean, it's almost like a little hypocrite if you say, or if you ask your kids to do something and you don't do it. So you took the lead and changed yourself. And it's very powerful what you did.
Yeah. And it's very interesting too. I have 3 kids now in college, a daughter who has struggled with her weight too. And she has been going to the gym consistently, working out. She has lost quite a bit of weight herself. Very proud of her. I mean, so it's kind of fun to watch your kids start to see what you're doing and say, maybe there's something to this. And they're tracking their food, because they've seen me do it too. So it is kind of fun to watch your kids pick up on some of those positive habits.
Yeah, ultimately they model you, right? You're the role model, and you can say do this, but if they see daddy does something else, well, they will follow what you do and not what you say you're gonna do. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
So I know initially when we first chatted, you're very skeptical about joining the program. What had you still pulled the trigger?
Why did I still pull the trigger?
Yeah, there's there was like good amount of skepticism, which is fine. What had you still say, you know what, I'm going to take on the risk, I'm going to do it, let me give it a shot? Maybe also, kind of like a message to the old you, so to say.
Yeah, I don't know. Why was I skeptical in the beginning? As I think about it, first of all, right, you're not local. You're not right here in my town. Um, so you live in Cancun. I mean, you just don't know, right? I didn't know, and so for me, and everybody's gonna be different, but for me, it was important uh, to get a recommendation from somebody who's been on it. So that, I mean, for me, it was, hey, is this legitimate? Is this, because it's a significant investment, to join the program. So what am I going to get? What does that look like? What does accountability look like? Right? Is this a scam? I mean, these just, for me, all those thoughts went through my head in the beginning. And so for me, it was important to get recommendations from people who are on the program. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I realized, and again, I got positive feedback from people who've been on your program. That was very helpful to me. But at the end of the day, we invest in a lot of things, right? We invest in our futures monetarily. We invest in, properties and cars and all that stuff. And I just, for me, I realized at the end of the day, if I don't have my health, like I'll spend all my time, money, and energy on everything else. And then when I lose my health because I didn't take care of it, then all of a sudden I'm spending every dime I have to try to gain my health back. And so for me, I was like, this investment it's a small price to pay to get myself in a position where I am healthy and give myself the greatest chance of living a long and healthy life. It's interesting, in the work that I do, I have clients that are, from 20 years old up to 90. And it's interesting when I see people in that age range from 60 on up, you can see a drastic difference. You can see 60-year-olds that walk around like 90-year-olds, and you can see 90-year-olds that are walking around like they're 60. And when I ask them about their lifestyle choices, it is pretty obvious that it's important to take care of your health, to have longevity and quality of life and long. So for me, I think that's where I finally decided this investment, I just need to give this a shot. I need to give it a try. and it has been amazing for me.
Yeah, well, you made it amazing, right? Like with your effort and your commitment that you brought or bring to the table, you make it amazing, and you made it possible, because ultimately the equation doesn't work without your level of input and commitment.
Yeah, and I will say this though too. I mean, at the end of the day, you're right. I'm the one that's rowing the boat, so to speak, right? Going from where I'm at now to this island destination that I'm wanting to get to, right? I'm the one that's rowing the boat. But if I don't feel like I have a map or direction or feedback, like a compass that's telling me, hey, you need to row a little bit left or a little bit right. Like if I don't have that, what's the point in rowing if I'm just rowing in circles, right? Or if I'm headed in the wrong direction. So for me, this program did that. It does that for me. It gives me, it's that compass, that navigation of, Seth, here's where you're at, right? Hey, we need to roll a little bit more left or a little bit more right. Hey, good job on that. It just giving that feedback, the consistent feedback to me has given me the empowered me, I guess, to say, yes, I can keep growing because I know I'm headed in the right direction. And I think that for me is what has helped me keep that momentum going.
And I'm happy to see that going and going and going, and we're not stopping anywhere.
Yeah.
Good. Well, it was great that you shared more about your journey and your success with the program and what you were able to achieve. You know, it's one thing, I believe, to lose weight. Anyone can lose weight. You can starve yourself. You can stop eating. You know, you can do keto and fasting. But ultimately, fitness is not a game where there's an end. It's infinite. And so because there's no ending, you have to ask yourself, okay, can I sustain this plan for the rest of my life? And so bringing that back to you, do you think this is something that you can do for the rest of your life or not?
Oh, I think I really can. I'm excited about that piece. First of all, the calories for the cut that I'm on right now, right, that I've been on for almost a year. When I first was told I had 1,800 calories, like for me, I actually thought that was a lot. I was surprised because when I've done stuff before, I've starved myself basically to do this, and no, I think it is sustainable, and I am excited about where I'm at and where I can go with this. I'm excited about what I do in the gym. Like for me, I've never in my life spent a whole year with consistent workouts in a gym, and I feel like I now know my way around a gym for the most part. And I now, if I don't get the burn in the muscles wherever I'm working, I feel like I'm missing something. Like I want to go back, I want to be there. I do think it's something that I can do long term in my life, and I think it's good for me long term. I've shifted my mindset about walking. Like again, as a runner, I used to kind of laugh at those that would just go for walks or do whatever. Like I'm like, I don't really get any benefit out of that, but I see the difference now. And for me, I would much rather go take a hike and do that than try to go run a big long race. It just, I don't know. Yes, I feel like it's something that I can do for the rest of my life, and that's the important piece, right? Because if we don't, you just slip back into old bad habits.
You're spot on. Yeah.
In fact, I have a treadmill under my desk. I've got a sit stand desk. This desk goes
Uh-huh.
up, pull a treadmill out, and I walk on this treadmill while I work, and it actually helps because I'm kind of ADD. I'm kind of like a feather in a windstorm. I'm all over the place, and it's funny when I'm on the treadmill. It actually keeps me more focused on what I'm doing. So I've only fallen off at once. So there you go.
Yeah, better than two times. All right. Well, I appreciate your time today and the insights and obviously personal story that you share with everyone. And this was fun and very insightful as well with, the end where you gave also some of the hacks and tools that people can apply and go and use for themselves. So thank you, Seth.
Hey, thank you, Mauro. I appreciate you. And Fortino, he's awesome. Shout out to him. He's fantastic as well.
He is. Thank you.